What is up, nerds? I am Taylor. Welcome to my channel, and this is the unboxing match. Episode 4 with the Promiscuous Time Traveler. He's probably in the future right now and already knows what is going to be in the box and has to travel back in time to tolerate this whole nonsense interview we're going to do. But we'll see. Anyways, it's a mystery box swap. It's not that complex. I sent him some books. He sent me some books, and we're going to open them, and we're going to talk about life, the universe, all that kind of crap. So I'm going to get him on here, and we'll go. What is up, sir? How you doing tonight?
That was an awesome intro.
I tried.
I'm doing perfectly fine. Future self is not aware of what's going on, but he did tell me that this is just going to drag on. And
it probably will. It's probably awkward.
Yeah, that's it. But so at least I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, it's like a religious history course taught by a Lutheran. It's gonna just drag.
or like a really lengthy art course on Art Deco that you have no interest in at
exactly.
all.
Let's talk about Corinthian columns versus Dorian. Anyway,
and then we go into the Mosaic Age.
Kind of do this. What's up, Las Cruces? What's up, Jim? Rob, clean fight. Yep, we know the rules. No punching, no gouging. Go for the camera. All that. What's up, John? What's up, LCS, DJ, Drac, Sector 2815? I think you just had your giveaway. I missed it. Sorry, but congrats on hitting your milestone.
He just did a live stream shouting out everybody.
Oh, what's up, 8 p.m.? How you doing, man?
There's so many people in here so fast. Jeez.
I know. It's we're all fucking... It's because you're very popular.
No, it's not even that.
You're an elusive beast. You pop up and then you disappear into the ether and erase any trace of your existence. So...
There, I'll pop into chat on my phone.
Nice.
That's not the goal. But it's definitely popping in and out of ethers is very fun and amusing.
All right, well, why don't we just I usually start having a guest start opening theirs, and this is probably going to be no different. So I'm gonna see what happens.
See, Rob said it right. He's here for Taylor. Kyle doesn't exist.
There we go.
And I'm trying my best, like we were talking backstage, trying my hardest not to move forward.
Nice.
Not to move forward in the YouTube community.
There we go.
So, I mean, first off the bat, we got to address.
Yeah.
I was hoping these are coming to me. These Tozy socks.
Those are creepy Tozy socks. I think they're the Beast is what I think they are. I'm not even sure. They are terrifying. They've not been on my feet. They've been on my hands for visual effect. So,
they look like they've been on the floor, too.
They might have been. Yeah, they might have been. You get some DNA and all their goodness on them. So,
But yeah, I will find a time during the stream to slip them on. So.
Oh, please do. Please go off your Tootsies. That'll get Tyler from Whack Comics all excited.
Although I am standing up, I'm not sure if I'm that flexible to get my foot up on this table. So.
Yeah, what's up, Juan? So, I tend to start asking people what their favorite character is, but you're not much of a Marvel or DC guy, are you?
No, not at all.
Do you have a favorite character you follow, or not really?
Yeah. I love everything Spider-Gwen's.
All right.
Yeah. So Gwen Stacy,
why?
Spider-Gwen. Let's see. Into the Spider-Verse.
All right.
That movie literally it floored me. I've seen it probably the most out of any Marvel movie I've ever seen, right next to probably Iron Man 1.
Okay.
And
it's better than Iron Man 1.
Absolutely. Oh, there are people in the animation world that literally had to scramble because they're like, how do we recreate this? That was it was glitchy but beautiful, and they played around with the medium. And
they did, and they added
beautiful.
some, the halftone dots and stuff that had no need to be there, but they're gorgeous. And
there's no purpose for them to actually.
So I like the fact that they made it not super it didn't look like the Invincibles, which is kind of where all superhero and that kind of comics animation has gone since that movie. It's rounded edges and everything, and it wasn't any of that. It was great. Yeah.
Well, yeah, even Invincible broke some barriers too, by pure graphic nature. So just so everybody in the chat knows, Taylor and I decided to unnecessarily pay higher shipping towards each other. So we both sent each other medium mailer boxes, and Really didn't fill either one of them.
It was just too big to fit in anything else.
It was like yeah.
I didn't want to take
balancing
out any
act.
books. So I was like, well, I could have more, but whatever. So,
but yeah, so Spider-Gwen just simply because of Spider-Verse. Other than that, like I read my first X-Men book 2 weeks ago. It was Sabretooth. And it was awesome. It was freaking awesome. From a perspective of somebody that's never read anything. I've never seen an X-Men movie. I've never read anything X-Men. I literally asked the guy in the shop, who's the blue girl? They said Mystique.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Like the whole Lazarus Pit thing. Like I was just so confused and so lost.
I kind of like Sabretooth was never my jam, and like I've gotten so fed up with the latest X-Men I kind of avoided it. But I heard you reviewed it. I'm like, I might have to go pick that up if the LCS has it on Wednesday.
Just literally from a perspective of somebody who hasn't, like, just completely fresh. Like, nice. I know nothing. I know Wolverine and whatever X-Men showed up in the Deadpool movies. So that's my X-Men knowledge. That's all I know. Like
Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Colossus. That's great. It's a good it's a good sampling. Yeah.
So as we all know, Taylor is a recovering that Spider-Man booth whore.
But I'm a fan of recycling, and they do have quality boxes. So
they do. There's a debate on whether you're supposed to remove the sticker on the inside of the box.
I thought about it, but I also am lazy.
Very true. And I am going to take that initiative for when I initially use this box to ship to somebody. They're great shipping boxes, to be honest. One wrap of bubble wrap and you're good to go. So there's everybody's ASMR.
They are some great stories. And actually, if you've missed out, a really good way of catching up is the X-Men Grand Design by Ed Piskor.
Ooh, cool. Write that down.
I can message you later, but it's sort of a 3-issue summary of everything that's happened in the X-Men, written and drawn by Ed Piskor, who did the Hip Hop Family Tree and WYSIWYG, and is doing Red Room now.
Ed Piskor I only know him from Red Room because
he's doing Red Room now. But before this, he did X-Men Grand Design, and it's like his love letter to the X-Men. It's pretty cool too. So you probably dig it. And it saves you reading 500 issues of stuff, if you wanted to go.
Right? Just like immense back issues and then like crazy amounts of current titles that are going.
And like trying to sort out continuity and all that. It's a good way to start. And if you decide you want to dive back in and do some of the older stuff, you know where to focus on. So
yeah. I used to call them the 10 Men. Because I thought it was Roman numerals. Because House of X, Powers of 10.
I'm not even sure. Now there's like 10 Deaths of Wolverine or some crap, or X Death.
And then lives, and they're alternating when they release. It's just, So everybody who came here understand that we're both optimistically pessimistic.
Yes.
Like we're Taylor and I are on a journey to find good comics, but we're either terrible at using a map or navigating our way through. We just kind of trip over all these bad titles, and you just find us like, oh yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah, and I keep hoping to find gems in the rough, and it doesn't work out a lot. But yes.
Yep. I'm honestly hoping that what I sent you will be.
I'm looking forward to it because
I made sure that they were good reads. That's all awesome. I was really focused on.
That's
literally
all I was
focused on.
I'm always in the hunt for good reads. So what the hell did I send you?
By the horns.
Oh, by the horns. Okay, that one. Yeah, I got that signed for you at C2E2, so it's signed. And
oh dang! I didn't even notice. Cool. All right.
I picked that up because I kind of like either I was going to A-OK it to you or like to turn it, and then this idea germinated of the unboxing match swap. So like perfect. So
I bother the crap out of Jason online. I'm just perpetually trying to annoy him, and I think it's working. So if you ever like see him and you say my name, you'll be like, oh, that guy. Okay. Yeah. I'm just like that weird fanboy that's like trying too hard.
So fanboy.
Oh dang! Okay, Lester. I've never seen this before. Lester, the Lesser guy.
Oh, you did that. That's awesome. I think that's a good read. That's if you liked Mullet Cop. Okay. I think you're gonna love that, man.
Oh, it's a one shot.
It's a one shot.
Albatross Enemy book, funny books. That's cool. Okay.
I think you're gonna. I think you and I have a similar sense of like twisted, weird ass humor. and I think
I gotta
you're gonna
stop
love
looking ahead.
it. Yeah, I think you're gonna love it. So,
The next book is like a can of beef.
oh yeah, that's I've not read that one. Yeah, I've not read all of these. We were trying to go for weird shit, and well,
Absolutely.
yeah. So, you know,
There. No, I don't have this. There is a chance that I would have something like that, but
yeah,
that's
I
just
figured it might. I mean,
obscure.
again, if you have some of it, some of this is just, like most mystery boxes, it's a shot in the dark. You know, kind of like.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What's up, Chip? What's up, Tyler? You might get to see Kyle's Tootsies in a minute, so you know.
Oh yeah. No, I already put the socks on incognito. Like
Nice.
I'm just working on my stretches right now.
All right.
What's that?
Okay, no.
Oh, go ahead.
We talked a bit backstage, and you have a weird love, and you explained why. We don't have to get into it, but like you like Star Wars, which for somebody that's a cynical bastard, it's easy. It's an easy thing to hate because objectively, most of that is not very good. Like, I mean, I too love it. I grew up on it. It was the first movie I saw in the theater with my dad. So like, I'm sort of, I don't have an objective lens when I'm like really viewing it, or but a lot of the movies suck. A lot of the like Boba Fett was kind of, you know. So, are you cynical when you're watching that, or is that like an escapist like joy for you?
Let's see. Up until I was with you, or I was in disagreement with you until you said Book of Boba Fett. I thought Book of Boba Fett was the biggest marketing ploy to sell Mandalorian and Grogu merchandise that I've ever seen in my life. I thought.
No, I didn't dig it. I mean,
I thought it was terrible.
Episodes, but they felt shoehorned in. So,
yeah, Disney Star Wars is different to me, but like, what I was basically telling you is, there was somebody that I was seeing that loved Star Wars. I'm talking like Star Wars tattoos, Star Wars everything, Star Wars lore, like knows all the characters and stuff. So naturally, I got into Star Wars because of that relationship and just immersed in how much lore and backstory there is. Like it's a fantastical world to jump into, especially when you start reading the novels.
Sure.
Which I think is the right route to go. But at the same time, it's so dense, and then shows can let you down. But like when Mandalorian first came out, everybody's touting it as like this amazing thing, right? Yeah. I thought it was super slow. Like it was just very, very progressively thing. And like it didn't hit on a lot of things, but overall, it's one of those things where somebody looks back at it and they go, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I liked it. Oh, and that tied in when it makes you want to go back and rewatch it. That's great. Yeah. Great.
I think a lot of people were just really happy it wasn't more of the Force Awakens crap. You know, like honestly.
Can we get over our Jedi fascination and just move on to something else?
And I think that's what Favreau did that was really smart. He's like, oh, we're just going to make a fucking Western. Fuck it. Mm-hmm. Like, you know.
That's the point of Cad Bane. I think that he is a character that was designed to troll everybody. They're like, hey, you're calling Star Wars a spaghetti Western in space? Well, guess what? We're going to give you this space alien that all he does is shootouts.
Yeah. And we're giving you lead. That's all we're giving you. Yep. We're just making it blue. Otherwise, he's the same.
I spoiled Cad Bane dying in my comic shop.
Well, maybe dying. His heart monitor was still beeping. So.
Oh no! Yeah, he's alive. You can't kill a character that big. But anyways, I spoiled it in my comic shop.
Yeah.
And they go, "Whoa, spoilers!" And I go, "Do you even like know who Cad Bane is?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "What color is he?" And they're like, green? Nice. And I'm like, get out of here. Like, come on.
They might have confused him with Cobb Vanth, another similar name. Yeah.
Speaking of my fascinations, I am obsessed with Scout Comics, if that's not known. Black Caravan is their wait, there's a promotion to Steak on the back. That's another Scout title.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go.
What even is this? What did you use as a backing board?
I whatever came in on that one. I was too lazy to undo it. So it did. Yeah, that's right.
It's a
It's a steak promo backing board.
It's a Scout backing board.
Backing board. So
that's
I
awesome.
thought it was a cool cover. I
Yeah,
think I read
absolutely.
it. I can't remember. So
I'm currently, just so everybody knows who's out there, they're doing a Valentine's Day sale on Scout Comics, and my shopping cart is currently $379.68 right now. So I'm trying to weed out some stuff. That's before the discount though, so I'm looking at like 170.
that's not horrible.
No, not at all. Especially with the sheer quantity of stuff I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean, Scout stuff. If you could get a boatload for that money, they don't tend to have super high priced.
No, not at all. I don't know any Scout book that like super took off and it's like unattainable. It's like all of their stuff is like maximum $20.
Yeah,
unless it's some kind of like rare limited thing, then it's $40. Like name $100 Scout book.
The recount was for like a half minute.
Oh,
but
there you go. Yeah, because it got optioned.
Yeah,
which nothing's gonna happen with that.
Yeah.
I love when things get optioned. It's a creator saying, "Hey, I don't have enough money. I'm gonna take your $50,000 and I'm gonna go do something else really cool."
And it could just sit in development hell forever. So yeah.
Yep. And then the
I would watch the hell out of that, Adrian.
Puts it on a shelf. Wait, hold on. Ninja Turtles Star Wars crossover. There's a crossover that we're getting that everybody didn't know that they needed, but also asked for. It's going to be a Power Rangers Transformers crossover.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that's the next. That's the next crossover that's coming out when IDW switches over or whatever, or loses their thing.
Yeah, IDW is losing a lot of their stuff. Like they're losing GI Joe and stuff too, aren't they?
Yes. GI Joe and Transformers are the two big ones that they're losing. Okay, cool. So now we're into Vault Comics. You're like picking all the companies that I really like. My top two are Scout Vault, or my top three: Scout, Vault, and probably either Behemoth or Aftershock. Maybe Aftershock, because of how good We Live was. This is the picture of everything else.
Yeah. Have you read that yet?
No, not at all. I've never seen this in my life.
Oh, it's cool.
It is trippy as F.
Yeah,
like literally the cover.
If you've ever read, if it's based on Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so it kind of plays off that, and it's horror and it's fun. And
so issue 2.
Yeah.
I
wanted to give you at least something that I knew was a good read in there. So
absolutely. No, this box has been incredible so far. All right, cool. I got about 4 more books.
There's Rob touting the fandom he knows, but still somehow not into Pokemon. I don't get it. So apparently there's a Transformers crossover with My Little Pony. No, Power Rangers. Didn't they? Or no, they already did a My Little Pony Power or Transformers, didn't they?
And can I say it's oddly satisfying. Like the ponies stick to their nothing's fake. It's literally as ridiculous as it sounds, and they stay true to it.
That's awesome.
And I'm so proud of them. Like the Transformers don't pull any punches. They're freaking Transformers. And My Little Pony, they're little princess ponies. Like literally. I
will read it. It's going to go on my to read digitally list kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody else recommended the Flintstones mini to me because it's written by Mark Russell, which I didn't realize. And he did like Not All Robots, and he's doing the what is the One Star Heroes or the for
One Star Squadron.
Yeah, One Star Squadron for DC and stuff. So I'm like, ooh, a satirical take on Flintstones. I'm down for that. So
the Not All Robots was phenomenal. What's it called? There's the My Little Ponies Transformers, and then the Transformers Power Rangers. I think both of those are going to be phenomenal, like awesome. So I don't know how to say this.
That's an option.
Auteur.
Yeah, again, it's a random one.
He's literally popping his eyeball out.
Yeah,
and his eyeball has the same smile as he does.
I don't think that printing company exists anymore. Oni, I don't think they're around anymore. But
they were like the original manga crew.
Yeah, and they also did a lot of weird indie stuff in like the 2000s, but I don't think they survived.
I think Oni Press is still around because I think that's who Orcs in Space.
Maybe
the
right.
Justin Roiland book. I think that's by Oni Press, but don't quote me on that, everybody. Wow. I'm not sure how you did it, but you got 2 virgin covers that I do not have.
Wow. I sacrifice virgins. Nice.
Department of Truth. I
Yeah.
do not have this, and I have a very impressive Department of Truth, and I actually know what this is from.
Oh yeah.
Folklords.
Folklords. Yep. So.
Yep. And I don't have this one either.
Oh, well, there you go. That one I did
hunting
get
both
from
of
that
them.
Spider-Man booth. So.
Oh, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
There's the sticker on the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good on you. So far, there's only been 1 book that I've had in this entire thing,
I'll take that as a win so far.
which is incredible. Yeah, absolutely. You took 1, 2, 3, 4, and the book that I had was Tales.
Yeah, okay. That one I would have bet money you had that one, but
yeah. And then Wham Bam Boom, Undiscovered Country, which I still have yet to read.
It's an interesting book. I've read it. I've read the first trade. I've not read further. That's a boring as shit cover, but it is valuable. So
yeah, absolutely.
If you do anything else with it, just flip it because you can make some money on it. So honestly, like I've sold that cover for $95 before. So like just flip it. It's a stupid cover, but it's a fun enough read. I figured, whatever. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll flip it and then I'll go and pick up an Image First.
Exactly.
Undiscovered Country for $1 off the shelf. I'm pretty sure they have Image First, Undiscovered Country.
I'm sure they do. Image First. Image is a fan of wasting paper and killing trees, although they've gotten a little.
Although they stopped doing second printings, at least for the time being.
For the time being, yeah. So, that's. I hope you dug it. I hope it was a cool box for you.
This is awesome. Yeah, literally 1 book that I had, and I think that speaks for it. And they're all just weird, random stuff. And
I'm terrified by this because this is a giant stack of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to getting into it. So.
I made the most out of the shipping.
So you did. So do you have any books you're looking forward to that are coming up or anything, or
me personally?
Or anything you recommend? I know your favorite series last year was By the Horns, and they have a collected version of that, right? So
yeah. I actually reached out to the writer who is Nasso, and he's going to be. I got him to go on Spine Ticks with me, where we'll go late night and have Marcusson on there because I just feel like he's like a punk rocker dude and heavy metal guy, and I just think that he'd fit in with that crew.
That's
so
awesome.
he sent us a PDF of the comic. We're gonna spread it out to the people who are on the show that day. We're all gonna read up, and then we're gonna have them on Spine Ticks. So TM Nerdy, get ready.
Nice. What's up, TM?
Marcusson Nasso is coming to Spine Ticks. And then the other thing that I'm looking forward to, I'll actually pitch my next week. The only book that I have on my pull is These Damn Kids, which got delayed. And that's from Second Sight Publishing.
Okay, yeah. Somebody else doesn't get anything from them. So that's
Yeah, it took forever for this book to get here. I ordered it back in July of 2021, and we're just getting it.
Wow. So you're my go-to for like cool shit that I can't find around here as far as like info on it and stuff. So
absolutely.
You're like my nerdy Google.
Yeah, at least for like good indie books. Like
now I do have another question.
You can trust me on that.
I do have a loaded question for you. Have you read Fahrenheit 451?
That's the Ray Bradbury book, right?
Yeah, the book burning.
I had that signed by him in person.
Oh, nice.
I met Ray Bradbury in my hometown. He came to our tiny little our auditorium and gave a speech.
Probably reread it because it's dipping books in acid is about the same. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, but like there's a different.
I know you weren't censoring the book or banning the book. I'm just fucking with you. So like.
Yeah. No. There's like when everybody said that I was burning the book, I was like, dude, I'm not burning the book. I'm dissolving it.
That's totally different.
Turning it into carbon dioxide and feeding my plants.
Yeah, that's totally different.
Even though it was probably more harmful to the plants than good because vapors were very dangerous.
For those that don't know, Kyle's sort of notorious for destroying a fairly valuable omnibus or hardback copy of Something's Killing the Children.
Yeah, I still have it on the floor somewhere. Yeah. I kick it once in a while.
Yeah.
Found it. It has a couple pages that like to fall out.
It probably doesn't affect the plot.
No, I don't think so. It's hard to read this book, anyways.
Yeah, well, I've
But no, I tried. I literally, Taylor, I tried to get myself canceled, and I freaking
know
couldn't
you
do
can't.
it.
Yeah.
I didn't get any subscribers because everybody was pissed off at me, but still, I didn't get canceled, which was the shocking part to me.
That's kind of funny.
All right, so yeah, swap
is
us
there-
and let's.
Yeah,
ahead.
is there an order? Okay, there's an order. Okay, gotcha.
There's an
So I
order.
open
There's
them
a
1, 2, 3.
That 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay.
There is a definite order.
All right.
Because it's not going to make sense if you don't.
That's fine. I like nonsensical, and we'll just see if the audience is along for the ride. So, yeah, you're right. I am a cynical bastard. I can't help it. But I am a closet optimist. I want books to be good, which is why I keep trying #1 issues, and then most of them let me down. And
yeah, and that's the.
I'm not supposed to be cranky about it when they're bad, I guess. I don't know.
That's no, Taylor. Stay true to yourself. People come to you for the brute, realistic attitude. There's no filter. There's no anything.
Yeah, I've had people that got a little annoyed with me because they're like, "Well, you might be hurting indie creators." I'm like, "No, I'm critiquing indie creators. There's a difference.
Who cares?
They can just take my critique and get better."
It's your opinion. There's
like
no
also
reason...
if you guys are buying books just based on what my dumbass says, you're doing it all fucking wrong. So
I do buy books based off the ones that you say last on your videos.
All right, well, but then you're feel free to please argue with me about some of them. So, nice.
Yeah, there should be a number on the backing board of what printing it is, so you don't have to like.
Oh, very cool. All right. I've not read this. I've heard of it. It's a classic,
Cool.
But I've never.
It's not in that great of shape, but
no, that's cool, man. I'm looking for books to read, and I'm always looking for fun stuff to like this one. What the heck? Nice. I've never even heard of this one.
Okay, so understand that what you're opening right now.
Yeah.
I was a little cheeky. You won a giveaway in the chat. And I slapped that giveaway in there.
Oh,
so
fair
right
enough.
Now,
all right. Yeah. Okay.
So starting with damsels.
All right.
This is your giveaway. Yep.
Okay. I was gonna say it is J. Scott Campbell who, if he's not objectifying women, he's coming darn close. What's up, Scott? How you doing?
On that note, hey Scott.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, this. I'll tell you when you're.
All right, fair enough.
With your
I gotta say, I do dig this cover. It's a nice throwback homage, and
absolutely.
I like the old Hellcat costume and shit. I really do. So, and I will read anything Lemire puts out. So, I've not read his Hawkeye run actually, but I'll read it for sure.
You're missing one issue then. I threw in the Howard the Duck #2, but I couldn't find an issue 3.
Oh well. Oh sweet. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice. I love Howard the Duck too. Like it's objectively I shouldn't. Like it's I really shouldn't. But it was like the whole story of how Steve Gerber just kind of created him to flip off Marvel, and then Marvel wouldn't let him have the rights to it, so he created Destroyer Duck and used the funds to sue Marvel. I mean, it's yeah. Hell yes, I love this cover too. I'm a fan of the simple covers that are not ISM 300 homages.
Yeah. Every Dynamite book that releases recently has an ASM homage.
What's up, Ignacio?
Hey, Ignacio.
Oh, hell yeah.
He jumped in earlier. All right.
Another one I've never read. Was this a cartoon before it was a comic, or is it a comic first?
It was a cartoon before it was a comic.
Yeah, I think it was after my time as far as watching.
Invader Zim starts the not giveaway. Just say
okay, gotcha. Yeah. Nice. I'll check it out for sure. Ooh, hell yeah! Nice. She hulks more than one.
Yeah, they fight inside. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Have you read any of the older John Byrne stuff or the other She-Hulk stuff? It's awesome.
Okay. So the original one, I didn't.
It was Savage She-Hulk.
I read 3rd series.
Okay.
When there was because I'm into scrolls.
Oh yeah.
Scrolls would be the other thing that I'd say on top of nice. Spider-Gwen. And Scrolls showed up in the 3rd series of She-Hulk, so I read that. Yeah. There's a 35 issue run.
There's the rumor that's how they're actually going to introduce him into the MCU and stuff too, is through the new She-Hulk series coming out. So Everyone's specking on those books, so spec on the third series of She-Hulk.
I don't see it. I'd just pick up like Secret Invasion. Just go with the title of the show.
Nice. Still the best Star Wars movie out there.
That's just a print, by the way.
I know. I figured. Yeah, I can tell.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was like, just because it's super light.
I'm just pontificating. It's still the best Star Wars movie out there. Like, fight me, people. And also you're wrong if you're not agreeing.
Does Rogue One count as a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, I would say that's maybe second or third in my book.
That's my number one. All
right, I'll give it to you. Are you gonna watch? I'm guessing you're looking forward to the series if it ever comes out of development, the Cassius or whatever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Rumor has it that one got pushed to the back burner. Who knows?
There was a Rogue Squadron series that was supposed to come out too. I was super excited for it, and then that got pushed. And then they
feature Jedis. You gotta have Jedis.
I don't get it. Like, there's so much religion and politics in Star Wars, and I don't get why everybody's so like fascinated with Jedis. They're boring.
They're space monks. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Not allowed to love or have, but they can eat frogs. So.
And they're trying to make peace. Okay, whatever.
Nice, Steve Scroce. You had me to Steve Scroce on this too. I've not read it, but it's a cool cover.
Absolutely. So that's a local comic book shop day from like 2010.
Oh, nice.
So
with Dave Stewart and photo guy. Yeah, hell yeah. Dave Stewart's yes, sir.
That was. Please. You put that you didn't want any foily stuff, so I gave you embossed foil letters instead of a foil book.
Okay, but you knew what I meant when I said I didn't want 90s foily Marvel.
Yeah, you didn't want shaman tears with like red.
No, that's actually better than some of the others. And you're the only one that would have gone there with the 90s foil. But yeah, you're right. So nice.
Okay, so this is a goes along with another book that's in there.
Very cool.
I threw in something from that creator twice.
Nice. Is this signed too? It looks like it.
I don't know. You tell me.
I think so. I'm guessing that's a sig down here, right?
That is probably a signature. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. By Seaman. I don't
know. I gave you 2 Seaman books.
Yeah. Sweet. I've heard good things about this too, and I dig Stephanie Phillips, but I've not read this.
Here we go. Yeah. So yep, this is one of the good reads.
Nice. And there's a couple in here. I'm seeing a pattern.
Yep.
Awesome colors too.
I got you the whole series.
Sweet. Hell yeah. I will read this. I might review it because it's what I do, and I'm running out of shit to review. So have you read Nuclear Family by her?
Halfway through.
Yeah.
I made it to 3. No, I made it to 4 out of 5, and then I heard some bad things about 5.
Yeah, 5. I mean, it wasn't 100% stick to landing, but it's also based on a Philip K. Dick story. So, anytime you're based on Dick, very cool. I dig these covers; these are awesome. I've not heard of this one either, but Aftershock. I'm looking forward to reading that. Sweet. All right, we're getting there.
Can you say the title so the people in the chat know?
Oh yeah, Descendant.
There you go.
Sorry. For people that can't see, and then hell yeah, another one I've not read. I like Mark Miller. This is Space Bandits, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I love Matteo Scalera. I love his art. He did Black Science. He's doing King of Spies with Mark Miller now, and this is awesome. And this is not a Matteo Scalera cover. This is like Brian Hitch or somebody, but like. Very cool.
Are you a Miracle Molly fan by chance?
Yes. I like her better than Punchline.
Because you said no Punchline, so I figured I'd throw in Miracle Molly, and you will soon see why.
No, he's very
Space Bandits is so freaking cool.
I will read the hell out of this too. Is this Scotty Young? It looks Scotty Youngish.
It's not.
Okay. I just assume everybody with like a kid-like sensibility is Scotty.
Everybody
Young.
with the chibi set.
It is too, you son of a bitch. Like, it's a signature SY. But I like how you're emphatically saying no on that. So yeah.
Thanks for calling me out on my bullshit too. I thought I was gonna slip it right by.
Yeah. One of my other favorite artists too, good old Walt Simonson.
There you go. And there's Miracle Molly.
There is, yes.
The
awesome.
first appearance of Miracle Molly, the first true appearance.
There you go. That means Rob's gonna have to collect this. He had an interview on Cartoonist Kayfabe, the Ed Piskor and Jim Rugg thing. I watched about half it. He's just an old man telling stories on that thing for 2.5 hours. It's kind of awesome.
You know that it's called Cameo, where celebrities, you pay for them to like send you like a video message.
Yeah, like feed pics and shit, or say happy birthday while they're
exactly
trying not to cry about how their life is taking a turn and they have to do cameos.
Meatloaf, who recently passed away, was doing cameos for like super cheap. It was like $20, and he did like 10-minute cameos, and he was just rambling.
That's awesome.
Like just he was just like, I'm just gonna tell you a story for 10 minutes. It's gonna have nothing to do with anything that you sent me, and thank you for your $20.
That's awesome.
And then he ended up passing away, but he told some fantastical stories. So if you guys want to know what happened with Meatloaf, watch some of his cameo videos.
You're right, though. That's definitely Miracle Molly.
It's definitely Miracle Molly, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a. Oh my God, this next one, like seriously, like.
I'm not kidding. This is the first appearance of Miracle Molly right there. That's a Miracle Molly.
If not, then what's his face like just blatantly ripped off everything. But like that's I mean that's 100%.
There's a copyright claim probably coming in soon because Space Bandits came out like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, I mean this is it's a 75-cent comic, so there should be a copyright claim. Like that design was straight out stolen. Like I understand like simultaneous creations and like great minds and
just wearing the same leopard print leggings.
But I mean that's the same,
like it's
same
just
hair, same
green hair. Yep.
Yeah, that's
it's a Miracle Molly.
That is Miracle Molly. That's awesome. Now I'm definitely looking for. Plus, the very 80s glasses or the 90s. Yep. Hell yeah.
I used that book on Comic Gores before I sent it to you.
Nice.
As the first appearance of Miracle Molly.
All right, and then we have number 3. Dun, dun, dun.
I only remember one more book that I sent you. I have no clue.
I think there's only one in here, so we'll see what.
Okay.
We'll see. So far, this has been great. I'm looking forward to reading all these series, and I'm looking forward to like having.
Oh yeah, that's your value book. I wanted to actually protect it. That's.
Oh, I hope it's the first punchline. Oh, sweet, nice. I don't. This is one I know. This book. Everyone I think knows this book, but like my LCS just doesn't believe in getting any bad idea bullshit. So not okay as how they put it. So like they just don't want to deal with the hoops that come through.
I've been watching your content for a while, right?
Yeah.
And you actually said when the bad idea stuff was coming out that your shop didn't carry it.
Yeah.
And once you set this up, I knew that was going to be the book that I send you.
Sweet. This I'm holding on to because I've heard great things. I like Matt Kint as a writer.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's like, so freaking good.
Yeah.
Disregard all the bullshit with like the value of it going up and down.
Oh, I don't care. Yeah. I'm going to hold on to it and read it. So yeah.
It's so good.
So hell, you win on the girth.
Yes. I think you win on the randomness though. Like there's a can of meat and there's like an artist that's being attacked by a giant
once you agreed to it, I knew I had to dig that book out and like it. Like that and the Auteur were the first two I put in your stack because I was like, all right, those are the most random that I have. So.
You got my favorite book signed by the artist. Like that's awesome. Like these are like thank you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So okay, you since you don't like follow DC or Marvel a whole lot, how did you get into like reading comics? What was your gateway into it back in the day? Was it
Sebastian?
Okay,
Sebastian Jones from Stranger Comics.
Okay,
and then he led me. I'm gonna say some names that are not to be spoken. Sebastian did a cameo on Jay Blitz's channel, selling books, and I showed up because Sebastian said, "Hey, I'm going to be selling some books on an auction," and I think I dropped like $700 the first night, like that. I showed up. That's why everybody, like, people were reaching out to me. They're like, "Hey, you know that you're like moderator on like these like really old auction channels?" And I go, "Yeah," because when I showed up like with a fiery blaze, just buying up everything because I was just so I was so like, what is all this stuff? And then I ended up collecting. I didn't realize what that Spider-Man booth was. I've only bought one That Spider-Man Booth box, or sorry, two. I bought them,
Sure.
but one purchase, and all of a sudden I amassed like that many That Spider-Man Booth books because I was just like, dude, these covers are freaking awesome.
Yeah, they did have cool covers, and like
And I gotta pick and choose which ones I wanted. I
Yeah.
didn't have to like do the mystery box aspect of it. So, but yeah, no, I went headfirst into the auction community. That's where I met you, where I met Adrian.
Yeah.
I mean, I spend like $200-300 with Adrian every like 3 months or so, where he just puts a big box together for me and he sends it out.
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, this community is so diverse in the sense of there's cliques, but like they're spread out. Like there's the artist clique, there's like the auction clique, there's the review channel clique, there's the community hangout clique. Like it's really, really fascinating, and I'm seeing it start to blur. The lines are blurring.
There's definitely some overlap. Yeah, there's some like, and it's, I think it's just fascinating what people collect and like what people are into. Like, and that's another reason I'm doing this like monthly or weekly thing, because it's like it's just very cool to see the diversity of what people like want to have or like what they're in, you know. And that's like, I mean, I sort of assumed you'd been reading indie stuff for like a decade or so.
Nope. When I did the DJ Link's rap battle thing.
Yeah.
And I literally said in the rap, I was like, yo, I've been collecting comics for 2 years now, so everybody should like listen to me because I got all the like opinions. And I'm like, I have no experience at all in this. I have experience in nerd culture. Like I've been like, that's just who I am. But like from a comic perspective, I only like my list for the best comics. I had to say 2021 because that's when I was reading comics. I read 250 different series, and I narrowed my list down to 40. And that's just, it was tough. It was really tough. But I jumped in headfirst during the pandemic, and I met all these people and had a great time.
I can't wait to see if you like go back into like the 90s indie shit. Like I think it'll blow your brains.
I don't know, man. There's some weird bonkers crap out there.
There is, but I mean, there is, but like I think indies made a shift because the 90s were all a lot more personal in their story. Well, there's Kyle's dead, so.
No, I was grabbing some stuff just to show you what I picked up recently. I showed you backstage. I picked up like Dr. Muscles. Yeah, like I'm jumping into some of the older indie stuff.
Oh yeah,
I got this book. It's just called Sex. I got Holly Hawks. Like what is this stuff? I've never even heard of it. Like it's just
not
nuts.
Either. I mean the 90s. I'm talking like the mainstream 90s indies, if that makes sense. It's actually more on, but like
give me a title. Okay.
8 Ball. Have you read any 8 Ball?
I have no idea.
Have you seen the movie Ghost World?
Nope.
Okay, watch Ghost World. That's based on a comic called 8 Ball by Dan Clowes, who's a Chicago guy from the 90s. Great stuff. Weird, personal, like lots of like self abuse as far as like emotional stuff or like bearing of one's soul in the 90s. Like Chester Brown's another guy from that era. He wrote a whole series about masturbation and guilt and like called The Playboy and then he won like another one called The Prostitute about why he pays for sex. And like, I mean, they're great reads. They're just like not
unabashful. They're like,
and like it was Chris Ware, who did Acme Acme Novelty Library and stuff. Another one, just sort of sad personal stories. And now indie is sort of taking a turn to mean like post-apocalyptic fuel.
There's some tropes.
There's some great indie, but like what happened is like the indie books that I'm getting and like a lot of people are getting under shops are not what I would even call indie anymore because they're just the new they're like alternative mainstream. Like
that's fair. Well, how do you define an independent comic book?
Maybe I should differentiate. Maybe I should yummy for a bit. Maybe I should differentiate between indie and underground. Like I think now
I don't consider this an indie company anymore.
Yeah, it's not. And so maybe, but everyone else calls it that. So maybe just for labeling purposes, I'd call that indie, but not underground.
It's in our shop that I took a job at. So I jumped into comics during the pandemic. I ended up working at a comic shop. I'm only going to help him out for a year or so because he lost all his employees and he just desperately needed help. And I'm like the right now guy. And we have superhero on one side and non-superhero on the other side.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, that's fair.
literally how we differentiate it.
Where
So,
does like Noctera fall?
non-superhero.
Really? What about Geiger?
Non-superhero.
I don't know. It's a superhero.
Radiant
Yeah.
Black falls under superhero.
Superhero, yeah. See, I mean, I could argue about that for hours.
Exactly. There are titles that literally
Yeah,
we have conversations in the shop where we're like, why are we even putting this over here? And it's
yeah,
like,
if you ever
Good.
get a chance, or if your shop carries any of this, the like collected stuff from the 90s, especially like the 90s were my jam for that. I kind of dipped back out in the 2000s and stuff, but like a lot of the 90s shit, like there's Charles Burns, there's like some great horror stuff and body horror, like all the Immortal Hulk shit is straight up lifted from there, you know, like and
well, I could always get trades of all that
yeah,
stuff.
you
Like,
could.
those are usually pretty accessible.
Bunny Mask is definitely superhero. There you go, Scott. And where does Too Much Coffee Man fall, Kyle? That's
right in between Stabbity Bunny and
nice.
Heroes Hourly. Right in between those two.
Yeah. Anti-heroes are what you put when you have the I back the blue badge on. That's all. I'm gonna get into some. Yeah, anyways, let's see if I can get myself canceled on here.
Dude, okay, honestly, both of us should be with how opinionated we are.
Oh, like, okay. I was gonna make this joke, but the moment has passed. But I'm gonna bring it up anyways because it's what I do. I circle back around when I think of things. You know how you said you were dating a Star Wars fiend, so you became a Star Wars fiend?
Absolutely.
Please don't date a Republican. just please.
Right when I took a sip too.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I was trying to get you a spit take.
We almost did all over the books. Luckily, that's actually why they created bags and boards, is to prevent against spit takes.
Nice.
And other bodily fluids.
Okay. Here's a question I ask everybody too. Do you have like a prized comic of your in your collection, like? Not or any, like, because you've been collecting so like not very long. I was just wondering if you had.
I don't give a shit about value.
All right.
like
well, no, I'm not even talking monetary. I'm just talking
one that
like emotionally prized.
Trying to think, because I have 7 or so top loaders. Oh yeah. Well, no. I was gonna go with that one, but it's not. Like, I don't have any like.
I mean, you don't have to. I was just curious. Like,
I'm honestly thinking. No.
Okay.
Maybe this one. Hold on. Does it have to be a comic book?
No, it could be. I don't give a shit, man. Like, I'm just curious. Like, I'm always curious to see what people are in. Oh, nice. Yeah. I think.
Have you seen this yet?
No, maybe, but show it off for everybody else because, like, yeah, this is. If it is what I think it is, it's pretty cool.
So this is.
Hang on, I'm digging you. Oh, I've seen that one. That's awesome. Yeah.
This is the artist edition of Xeno-Zero Tales. I'm a big dinosaur fan. Like, I've loved dinosaurs. When I was a little kid, I would. There's this restaurant / arcade. It was basically like a Chuck E. Cheese, but dinosaur themed.
Nice.
And it was called Dinosaurus. And every single one of my birthdays was held at a Dinosaurus. And I just love dinosaurs. I had this dinosaur puzzle that I would put together.
Nice.
And this was the first dinosaur book that I got into.
Were the dinosaurs were the entrees dinosaur themed? Like, were you eating dinosaur burgers? That seems a little like cannibalistic.
No, not at all. No. It was like pizza, normal, like Chuck E. Cheese style.
Yeah.
And then what's funny is the first comic that the By the Horns people did was called Voracious.
Nice.
And it was about this guy, this time traveler. This is you're gonna start getting a hint.
We're all getting here. Yep, it's all.
So there's this time traveler. He travels back in time to the dinosaur era, the Xenozoic era, and like killed dinosaurs, harvested their meat, went back to present day, opened up a restaurant, and served authentic dinosaur meat. Like, this was the concept of the comic. It was so just like,
Yeah, that
what
sounds
the
about
heck is this? But yeah, that was their first comic book, and it's interesting from issue 1. Like, this is also why I like By the Horns so much. From issue 1 of Voracious, it was pretty bad. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, it was pretty bad. And as the series got on, you could tell that the artist was really hitting a stride, and each issue got better visually, got
Nice.
better writing, just overall became an awesome series. And by the end, I was like, this is amazing. And then they did By the Horns. I was
That's
like, this
awesome.
is so they shook off their rust or whatever
Yeah.
and learned a lot from the experience. So like I wouldn't recommend Voracious besides how bonkers the title is and the concept is, but it leads more Creed to why I chose By the Horns as like
Well, that's
my
cool.
my ride or die favorite book so
Mike
far.
had an interesting question that I pinned down there for you.
Hmm.
If you feel like taking it, if not, it's on. Whatever. You do you, buddy.
All right. How long did it take for you to figure out what types of comics you like best? What are they? It didn't. It took me a while. I was literally, like what I was saying earlier, I was literally buying everything. And I quickly found out that I did not I did not care at all about superheroes
Yeah.
and DC and Marvel. I did not care at all. And then ironically, the best comic book that I read was Radiant Black. And I say best comic book because it's the best comic book that I've read until something knocks it out of its place. And By the Horns did that. And Radiant Black is now number 2.
Yeah.
But Radiant Black, it related to me so much because like the characters, like he had to move back home with his parents. He was in like crazy credit card debt. He was a struggling writer. He had no self-confidence. Like that hits home.
Yeah.
Where from an artistic perspective, you don't know if what you're doing is good.
Well,
Like you can be doing it for therapy. You can be doing it for anything. It's just it's you can actually touch on this a little bit, Taylor.
Yeah. Well, Radiant Black lost me when it turned into Power Rangers, but the first arc, I think, really felt really similar to like the early Marvel, like Spider-Man, like the character had a struggle, like, and wasn't as successful and like wasn't like great at anything and didn't know what the hell he was doing. Although he was a super genius, so which is not like, but in Spider-Man, but like so I think that's like Kyle Higgins was like playing around with that and like really trying to like, because not Marvel's lost all that shit. Like the characters, the new characters don't tend to have a lot of struggle. I mean, they have a bit, but like they overcome it fairly easily. And like the early Spider-Man, he was a nerd forever, and like got his ass kicked by Flash Thompson for like 100 issues. So like, so I think the struggling artist and not know whether or not anything's going to succeed. I like that, but when that character had
it took a hard turn because the dude like went into the hospital, like he was in a coma.
I appreciate the direct that Kyle Higgins was taking directions and stuff. I just didn't care enough to keep up the single issues. I will probably read it collected at some point. It's just kind of
absolutely.
So
now I'm dipping my toes into. I do a lot of writing myself. I went to school for journalism.
Nice.
And I'm writing a screenplay and a novel right now. And if you see any of the work, if I ever get off my butt and actually publish something, I'm not afraid to kill my main character.
That's awesome.
Like it's not going to be cookie cutter storytelling. That's all I have to say. Because I'm just so, and that's what was refreshing of Radiant Black. I was like, oh wow, like they just like put him in a hospital bed, and now this other dude's the new Radiant Black. Like that's incredible. Like cool, good on him for storytelling. And then it turned into Power Rangers.
Yeah, and that's where
I love like pick up the first trade of Radiant Black. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, the first trade is great. I just like when it took a direction.
Even though everybody wants like this boom boom pow action bullshit. I'm like if you watch review channels, they'll be like, oh, Radiant Black issue 6 turned into like, it just got awesome. And like, now there's all this action and stuff. And I was like, yeah, but character development and storytelling just got thrown away.
Yeah, that's about where I dumped it. So
yep.
I have not read Star Trek. I'm gonna screenshot for that for myself. Panels and columns.
Honestly, pick up. Starstruck. I thought it had Star Trek. Jesus.
Oh yeah, Star Trek dog. Yeah. I read some of the Star Trek comics, but
Star Trek.
Yeah. Yes, Kyle's favorite book is Secretly Something is Killing the Children. Tyler messaged me. He wants to see the socks. So.
Oh yeah, sorry, I actually didn't put them on. I have them draped on the chair over
here. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah.
Well, the point, I'm gonna have to wash them first, to be honest, because
they're probably I did throw them across the room in a dirty basement and stuff. So like,
no, the fuzz needs the excess fuzz needs to come off, and I don't want to have to like pick that out of my toes.
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, like you don't ever have to. Yeah.
What's our top secret project?
I don't know, Carlito. You guys.
Carlito, you're gonna have to DM me again, man. I don't remember.
Yeah, TM. I know they're turning it into like a whole universe, which I get. That's what you do. You build your own universe so you can retire, and I understand why creators are doing that, because like if they want to build their own playground, you kind of have to. And like I'm not opposed to it. Like I love the Black Hammer universe that Lemire built and stuff. It's just the Power Rangers, the aspect of Kyle's stuff just didn't hit for me. But like,
did you see? He's a marketing genius, though. I'm not sure where I put my box. I think I stashed it somewhere. He released a limited edition box where it was just a box about this big. You open it up. There's a tote bag. There's a bath bomb. There's a black light.
Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Sorry.
A sticker. See you later, panels. A sticker and a USB drive.
Oh, nice.
And then on the USB drive, you plug it into your computer.
Is it a virus?
No, it asks for a password. And you're like, what? And then I was like, I got to figure this out. So I start looking through the thing. I was like, there's nothing on the sticker. There's nothing in the bag. The bath bomb is a joke when you actually read the comic, and you get to issue 9, I believe. Yeah, 9. And 10 is the blacklight issue. And the blacklight, I was like, why'd they give me a blacklight? And then I examined the box closer, and I noticed the top of the box. I shined the blacklight on the box, and it was signed.
Oh, nice.
And it said "Stay Radiant" and then signed by Kyle Higgins. And I go, he hand signed all these boxes.
Wow.
I was like, what else is to? And then I start examining the box with the blacklight. I find he has his own language. It's called Read Radiant. Like you read in Radiant. Radiant is the language. Sorry. And it's a decoder. And there's a little card and a decoder card. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you decode the message. It's the password to the USB drive, and it's a bunch of exclusive content.
Nice. That's cool.
He just gave out literally, it was like compressed file. You uncompress it, and it's this massive collection of just exclusive content that nobody else has. I have it as like my phone background now.
That's
I never
cool.
have a phone background, and I have one of the. It's not gonna with all my icons. I have one of the arts. You can't really tell because it's my background, and then I have us in the bottom on YouTube. Nice. But it's just like it was cool, like art and stuff. And I thought it was a marketing genius, like an innovative move to say, hey, when basically what he told us in it was that there's a huge universe and they're expanding it. And what TM said was it was a crossover and a spinoff. The crossover is Supermassive, and the spinoff is Radiant Red, which is also coming out.
Yeah.
But
and then there'd be Radiant Green, Radiant White, Radiant Gold, Radiant Blue. Like
so far,
Power Rangers were after my time too. I'm not knocking the fandom of it. It's just not.
No, it's fine.
It just was after after I stopped watching the after school stuff. So like I never got into it. Like I know like Burke 54 and Burke fans and a lot of people love the Power Rangers. It just was after my jam. So
I didn't like it at all. I thought it was corny teenagers, and I was like younger than them. I was like, who are these clowns? And
I watched.
Get into it.
I watched corny cheesy shit. Like Robotech and Voltron were my corny cheesiness. I'm just older than the Power Ranger stuff. So
yeah, and I'm younger than the Power Rangers.
Yeah, so there you go.
We missed both of us on both sides. Yeah. So everybody in between us is like, this is awesome, and I'm like, this is garbage. Like I don't know what to say. Like this lame kung fu stuff, and then Bandai taking advantage of all the actors, and like they were disposable. Like the OG Power Ranger guys, they just like contractually they got screwed. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm a moral based person.
Yeah.
And when stuff like something comes out where it's like, oh well, we don't want Hickman to expand on his X-Men universe because he has 10 years of plans. So we're just gonna like not do that.
Yeah.
And then I just like lose interest. I'm like, dude, this guy is willing to make an entire like universe for you and explain everything.
Yeah, he wanted
And
to be
you're
the
just
next
like,
Chris Claremont.
yeah, there you go.
They
And
were like, no. So
that's
well,
nuts,
because
though.
the numbers, the sales numbers weren't there. It was very callous, but like, yeah, I liked what Hickman was doing on the core title, but
Yeah,
they couldn't just let him do that. They had to have all these spin-offs that were garbage, and that also didn't help because the spin-offs had to tie into the regular. And like it's just kind of like somewhat a bit, and I'm like, that just didn't work. So
look at Fear State, the most lackluster DC event that happened, where you can it's palatable, or palpable when you're reading Nightwing that Tom Taylor gave up on those 2 issues where he had to have a Fear State
had to
tie-in.
do it. It's like,
It was like, hey, yeah.
But Tom Taylor's not innocent. He's guilty of the massive events too. So like,
that's true.
But he just wants to be in control of them. And I get that you want creative control of your own shit. And like, I think Hickman had massive events planned in, but then like, X of Swords was hot garbage or whatever the hell it's called. It was just kind of like.
Have you read Black Monday Murders?
No, I've not.
That is Hickman at his best.
Nice. I'll check it out. Have you read Decorum by him?
The extra large final issue is the only one that I haven't read.
Okay.
I thought that it was over at 6.
Oh, gotcha.
I read the 6 issues. I was like, this is awesome. Like, cool. That was an awesome story. And then 7 came out. I was like, what? Like, there's more?
Hickman has grand plans for everything, I think. And
yeah,
I love Decorum. It was a mess. I mean, like if you break it down, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But it was gorgeous and weird, and like I tried reading his East of West, and it lost me after like 20 issues, and I was like, okay, I'll go back to it at some point and give it another shot. But
there's a title called Origins that came out at the same time as Decorum, and I was too distracted with Origins to even get into Decorum, so I was kind of late to that party, and that's
Origins was fun.
It was, yeah. And then even with Folklords is awesome tale. And it was one of those books. I compare Folklords to Eve, where, and 7 Secrets. Eve, 7 Secrets, and Folklords. They were all very talked about titles. They got really hype. People overpaid for their first issues. There's like 1 in 100 copies for each one of those like issues. And then people just lost interest because they're I don't know how to put this, because like I see both sides. Like I am on a channel where it's called Wine, Comics, and Cheese, or Wine, Cheese, and Comics, Please. Jeez, sorry.
Is it spelled WHINE?
No, it's with Sands of Sands Group. He's an unabashful collector. Like he buys books to flip books. He doesn't necessarily read a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And with like Eve and those titles, like nobody's reading it. Nobody gives a crap. Like they're just, they thought it was a hot title, so they pick up these ratio covers to try to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like watch Wine, Cheese, and Comics, Please. You'll get a different side of like what everybody is. And it's like, this is a community. We all have our quirks and we all have our unsavorable like characteristics where it's like, oh well, Taylor complains too much. Who gives a shit? Take a step back and understand that.
I feel bad. Like, Nerdy Girl.
I
bashed her for a bit for not reading comics, but like,
does she read comics?
No, but
then what's wrong with? I mean, you don't have to bash her.
She collects it for the covers, and she also flips it. So like, a lot of people do that. I get it. It's fine. It's just kind of, if you collect it for the covers, you collect it for the covers. It's all good. So like, I also don't read everything I own. Like, I don't think anybody.
I don't either. There's not enough time for me to get through this entire bookshelf that's right here, just filled with trade paperbacks.
Yeah, so I've tried to correct my past errors. I'm sorry, Nerdy Girl. You had me blocked on my Instagram, but you were on and rigged, and you were fine. And you beat Mars, and she was really mad about it, and that was funny. So, anyways.
I don't understand the beefs Like this
Yeah.
is comic books. Who gives a shit? Like you can call people out for what they do. You can
No, I
call
know.
me out for being a hypocrite. Like there's nothing
Well,
wrong
I think
with
it's
that.
okay to I think it's okay for gentle ribbing, but I think I took it a little too far and I shouldn't have. So, and I think I was a little mean spirited about it. I didn't mean to be. So
cool. As long as you're not hating on somebody for their success, I'm perfectly fine with it. If it's like mild critiques, like, hey, you don't read comics. Like, why are you selling comics?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't hate on anybody for their success except for fucking franchise kicks. No, kidding.
All right, here, I'm gonna go down the list. I'm gonna list a bunch of channels and we're gonna say yes or no. And we're gonna
God, no, we're not. Yeah, let's talk politics and religion. That's safer on here than beefing on YouTube. Like
tell you what, we're gonna go into my community Google document that I create and I maintain every single week with hyperlinked YouTube channels. Everybody, like there's like 300 channels in there so far. And I ask that you go to it. It's in the link of my Instagram. You click on some channel that you've never heard of because there's going to be one. Subscribe to them. And then after you're done subscribing to them, put your name at the bottom of the list and I will personally hyperlink it to your channel.
That's awesome. If you send me that link, I will link it in the bottom of this video for people watching on the rewind.
Yeah, so, absolutely. I'm just going to link you to my link tree. It's right at the top. It's always at the top.
I'm just mean to you, Tyler, because you got the boys version of my name.
Taylor and Tyler.
Yeah. You never got called Taylor Swift, did you?
Ah.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not Swift. She's Swift. It's all good. But yeah.
I want to be, there's nothing wrong. I want to be, just be yourself.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think you have to, if you're not yourself, you're not going to last long on here. And you're also,
not at all.
You're going to burn out. Like, if you have any intention of making regular content, you have to find your rhythm. You have to find something you actually like doing, or it's just going to drive you nuts.
You want to know somebody who's burning out? And I literally messaged them about it, and they agreed with me. Pop culture philosophers, rock and roll.
Oh yeah, Robbie, you can see it. He's got a dead look in his eyes. No, no. I love Robbie. I know. I don't interact with him. I need to, but like, because he knows his shit. And like,
I talked to him about it, and I go, hey, why are your weekly comic book reviews so damn long? Literally just figure out the titles that you like and stick with those. And he's like, I couldn't agree with you more. Because it was in like some random chat. I just called him out on his live stream. I straight up called him out and I go, hey. And then if you notice his live streams are now, or his weekly comic book reviews are now maximum 40 minutes where they used to be like an hour and a half. Yeah. And he just sticks to the titles that he likes.
Yeah, so, there's somewhere he'll just say they're okay and stuff, but like,
yeah.
I would love to love every comic. I just don't have it in me.
Like, there's not enough good content out there, to be honest.
No. And if I read it and it like I am kind of a content whore too, and like if I read a book that week, I'm talking about it because like I figure if I spent the money on it, it's sort of like I'm the shitty version of Yelp. If I went to the restaurant, I'm bitching about their French fries. No, I'm just like, no, I just figure like I will point out what I thought of it and like take it for what it's worth, but like don't.
It's not that you're even focusing on the negativity. Some channels will focus on negativity where they're like, this is garbage, this is garbage, this is garbage, whatever. And then some will be the absolute opposite where they only talk about things that they like. And that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a balance.
I try and split the difference. I try and talk about good and bad and like, you know.
Well, you actually rank it.
Yeah.
From what you thought was the worst to what you thought was the best. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. I'm literally trying to validate like what you're doing. I love your content. No, I'm dead serious. Like it's so good and it's so honest. It's brutally honest. and there's no getting around that. And sometimes your honesty gets you in a bit of trouble. And so
not so much necessarily with the reviews. That's more when I talk about mystery boxes. But, which I'm trying to phase out. Like I figure this is the happy way I do mystery boxes because I can do this kind of mystery box and be happy about it because it's like to get books
I'm ecstatic. This is the best mystery box I've ever gotten in my life. Like
this is awesome because I'm not chasing a grail. I'm not bitching about value. I'm looking at interesting stuff. I'm talking to interesting people. And there's a conversation. So like
you bet your butt the value's there, man.
And here's the part where the value's there. Yeah. Here's the part where I'm gonna say to the audience, if anybody wants to jump on in here, and do this, just hit me up on Instagram and we can get you on the schedule, because I think it's fun. It's a great way to meet the community. It's no pressure. Like, it really is just a conversation. You tell me a few books you like, tell me what you don't like. I do my best, and like we go back and forth and like figure it out and figure out the time that works. So, and like hopefully Kyle's not having a miserable time. If not, he can always go back in time and undo this shit and like make it so he's never on the show. So yeah. Like,
I'm literally giving you like this pep talk, and you're like wondering if I'm having a good time or not.
No, I don't.
Also, Taylor Winder is a wizard with watercolors. Check out his art as well, and he has great merchandise. I own one of his shirts. It is currently dirty, so I didn't want to wear it. But I love the that you have long sleeve options. I'm just like I have too many t-shirts. I either need like a long sleeve. The thing that I have in my cart, this is gonna sound weird, but it's a crop top sweater from Scout Comics, and it's Ranger Stranger. If you've ever read that book, Ranger Stranger,
I've
seen it. Funniest thing I've read.
Nice.
Ever. It was three of us sitting in a comic book shop, all reading the comic at the same time, going, "Did you see that?" And then we'd be like, "Oh, did you get to that part yet?" It was
nice.
It's a certain type of humor, not child friendly.
I will check it out.
It is adults only. Like if that wasn't apparent and you give it to your kid because it looks like friendly, look at the back of the book. It's literally like the butthole of a bear.
Oh,
so yeah.
Just to answer Ignacio really quickly, for this, I will, Ignacio. I'll do international shipping for this kind of thing, because I think this is more worth it than just shipping a shitty, like a random mystery box to people. This is a dialogue. And I will do a mystery box. We'll have to plan far enough out so like we can make sure it gets there in time and stuff. But yeah, if you want to do it, just hit me up on Insta. We can figure it out. Hell yes. So, Mike, if you want to jump on in and do it too, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just kind of it's just winging it. It's not rocket science. It's just there you go. And Shut It Duck, you can probably get a grade bump with the Korean Press if the shirt's a 6L. It is a 6L. I've seen this shirt. Nice.
I could upgrade the.
Oh, that gives me an idea for possibly another shirt. I wonder if I could put it up. I wonder if I could cancel it if I made a shirt that said needs a bump. That's a little different. Anyways, I'm going to toy around with that idea.
we would have both been canceled by now. Yeah, but yet we're live on a stream and we have tons of people watching
the lovely cocaine drug culture. Yeah, but
that's the other thing that I'm buying. It's a Cherry Blackbird sketch cover from Scout Comics, and it says "We love cocaine" at the bottom of it.
Nice.
And if you've read Cherry Blackbird, you'd understand that it's very, very drug and rock band and wacky and wild. So
I'm not opposed to okay. What I'm opposed to international shipping is shipping a shitty $4 trade paperback to Australia for $50. Yeah. Like, if you want to do a mystery box swap, sure, why not? Like that's different. So
yeah, it's the same expenditure from both parties. Like that's
Tyler. Yes, I will. Whatever. If you want to give me Pokemon cards, I will flip the hell out of them because I don't know what they are. But I am also a dirty whore, and like I will pay them forward somehow. So yeah.
Yep. There's nothing wrong with Pokemon cards, especially if they're first edition and holographic.
Yeah. I need to read more Scout books. I've read a few of them. I was trade waiting by the horns, and now that's out. So I need to just kind of down. It's just kind of. Yeah, and I like some of them I've caught up with, some I haven't. It's like my LCS gets Scout, but for a while I was doing that monthly mystery box from them, but I just
actually I mean not all their titles are good, but it's a great deal.
Yeah. It is. It just it fell by the wayside when I was like, I don't need to be spending $40 this month on that. So like,
I agree. Yeah. You already pay for Netflix and Hulu and HBO and
OnlyFans.
Blah, blah, blah.
By the way, we should sub up to Kyle's OnlyFans.
Yes, please. And also my Trist account, and also I should actually put those in my link tree.
You probably should. If you want to see the blue socks in action.
We're gonna have Fuzzy Fridays.
There we go.
Is my new
Nice.
mini series.
Oh, that sucks. Hopefully it wasn't for me, Mike. So, what'd you buy and who screwed you? So we could all.
How'd you get screwed on shipping? Hold on. I thought Whatnot does all the shipping. First off,
yeah.
Do you do Whatnot, Taylor?
Yeah, there's some conflicting info, and I just realized I was doing it wrong because I listened to Comic Andy on how to ship things, and he is not necessarily correct on that. They have a default shipping that I was not using that works, and they'll cover it. But I set up my own shipping profile for comics, and I was charging people more than I had to, so I have to fix that. Which that might have been what happened. But
okay.
So, Mike, I would say hit up the seller, and if it's me, then let me know and I'll fix it. But the sellers on Whatnot don't want. That's one thing I wish Whatnot had is an easier way to get a hold of the seller and the buyer to create a dialogue and get it fixed. But they don't really have a good way to do that. But yeah, what got screwed up? So, how many feet? At least 3 feet. Or wait, how many?
Yeah, we'll go with 3. That's
fine. Yeah, now you have to. You can't say you're too embarrassed and say, was it Smurfs number 1? That's not that embarrassing.
Mike, you stopped the stream for us to address this issue. We're not ending this.
I'm just gonna leave that comment pinned.
Yeah, and we're just gonna sit here and stare at the camera until you do.
No, we're not.
I'm kidding. But Whatnot, when it first started, I was buying a bunch of Funko Pops on there because they were going super cheap and nobody was on the platform. I do have a really nice Erica Slaughter cosplay. I will admit that. Yeah.
Nice.
Same with Selwyn. Selwyn has a great something is filmed with children. But besides that, Shutterduck made me buy this. The freaking David Mack, the David Mack pack.
Oh, nice.
Of his special covers for it.
I dig David Mack's art, so.
Yeah.
Nobody tell him. Just don't tell him.
I still don't know what Whatnot is. I did a radio show with Aggressively Relaxing, and I sent him the wrong video or the wrong audio file.
Nice.
And he straight up posted it, and I was like, "Dude, what happened?" Like, and he goes, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "It just cut off. Like I wasn't done." And then he's like, "Oh, yeah, it's just what you sent me. I thought it was kind of weird that it ended like that." And there's like 2 minutes more of like the segment that I had shot, but I like to do everything live because it keeps it like I ride or die. Like I'm either this is gonna be awesome or it's gonna be not. When you give me the time to record something, I'm going to be super finicky and it's going to take me 20, 30 takes. And that's what happened. And I sent him like one of the earlier takes and it was so bad. And he was nice enough to repost the video with the better one. But yeah. Sub up Aggressively Relaxing. He has a great radio show.
Everybody sub everybody up, except for Tyler.
Unsubscribe to me and then sub everybody else up.
What's up, Hoodat? When are you going to come on this show, man? I'd love to chat with you. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's another member that I met through the auction community was Hoodat. And I actually bought some awesome books from him.
Yeah, he's got a banger collection.
Absolutely.
I can't afford his auction books anymore. You know, he used to start cheap, and I was like, oh yeah, I could slide in there and get cheap books. Now he's like, we're gonna start this at $994, and we'll see that.
And it's worth it.
You're officially invited, man. You're officially invited. Let's make it happen.
No, it was more or less an open invitation.
It's an open invite to anybody. So yeah.
Thanks aggressively.
If you all need personal invites, let me know, and I'll send you a little birthday card and a little kissy face on it and stuff. That's Yahweh. Yeah, Yahweh does start his books pretty high.
He's gonna send you a handwritten note with like a little smooch on it.
Little mushroom stamp on it. Anyway. And on that note, I think we're probably going to wrap this up.
That wasn't a good way to end. I think that mushroom.
Because I gotta get up and drive my dad around early morning. There you go. Someone get Phil Age up to 50 followers so he can actually go live on YouTube. I don't think so. Oh, here we go.
Okay, we finally get the story.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, Australia. Yeah. Ouch.
Oh, Oh, 50 extra bucks, man.
That sucks. Personally engraved. Okay, well, Rob is up next week, so everybody, if you want to watch Rob and I go at it and duke it out, we can come on next week. What do you have coming up on your channel that nobody will watch because you delete it when you're done? You have
Nothing.
a great collection. Nothing. All right. No.
I have a bunch of stuff coming up.
Anything you want to promote? How about that?
No, not at all.
All right. Everybody go unsub Kyle.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. I'm a whore, so please sub to me. Tomorrow I'll be dropping a review of Criminal by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. You can win this book, so watch the video, find out how to win it. Crime Noir, good stuff. And then Wednesday, my comic book review show. Thursday, I don't know, probably some mystery box bullshit. And then next Monday's Rob. This is my highlight of the week, my new favorite show to do. So tune in on Mondays if nothing else, and then or watch on the rewind or don't. I don't. Whatever. You do you, people. You do you.
And then comment in the description of the video who won the battle.
Yeah, there you go. Comment who won the battle. So
there we go.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I can't either. Who dat? I can't afford their whatnot sales. So, but on that note, like always, don't be a dick. See ya.